Are you guilty of one of the biggest cardinal sins in Upland? If you've got Spark and you have any Spark that is available and not staked, you are making one of the biggest mistakes that you can in Upland. If you're a brand new player and you just have a small amount of stake, like maybe 0.05, and you don't know what to do with it, I suggest building your own home. In this video, I'm going to not only explain how to do that, but also how to choose the right structure to build for your very first home in Upland. I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide, and I teach players everything they need to know about getting started in the Upland Metaverse. Make sure to hit that subscribe button in the corner below and also turn on notifications to find out every time I upload a new video. Very briefly, Spark is a resource that is used to construct inanimate objects in the metaverse. Whether it be structures, cars, outdoor decor items, or other things in the future, Spark is the worker who is going to be building all of these things. So you can see here that I have a total Spark balance of 10.43. So that essentially means that I have 10.43 workers working for me. Now, these workers can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, but only if they're staked. So right now, I have 5/100ths of a worker who is doing absolutely nothing. And that's not good. If I own workers, I want them to be working all the time. Otherwise, I am just wasting this resource. If you want to learn a lot more about how Spark works, take a look at the link in the upper right-hand corner or in the description below, where we have lots of resources explaining everything you need to know about Spark. And this link above will teach you all of the different ways that you can obtain Spark in the metaverse. So let's say you're just getting started out in Upland and you have a very small amount of Spark and you don't know what to do with it. You see here that there are all sorts of types of different structures. This here is a micro house. We have some small townhouses here, one with a flat roof and one with a slanted roof. We've got an apartment building and even a townhouse. There are additional types of structures, each with their own functionality and build times. If you're brand new to Upland, I'm going to suggest that your first structure be a micro house, and that would be this tiny one right here. If you have any Spark, there's nothing forcing you to actually use it to build your own structure. If you have some friends and you want to help them, and maybe they'll be helping you after to build your house faster, that's one option. There are also players who rent out their Spark to others in exchange for UPIX. But my personal recommendation is to invest in yourself and build on your own property. Here I'm on the Upland Guide website, and you can see here a table with all of the different types of structures and the total amount of Spark hours required to build them. We can see here that the micro house, which I just showed you earlier, is the structure that can be built the fastest. Now, with the minimum amount of Spark being 0.05, this structure will take you over 1 year to complete. One of the easiest ways to obtain more Spark is just by logging in on a daily basis. After 7 consecutive days of logging in, you will get a minimum of 0.01 Spark each week. Just make sure that you have verified your identity and gone through the KYC process in order to get this Spark bonus. This will help you to finish this structure a lot faster. You can also see that the next fastest structure to complete, being these small townhouses, take almost twice as much time in order to build them. And this is one of the reasons why I suggest building a micro house for your first home. If you're going to want to be able to vote in the metaverse and have a say as to what's going on in your neighborhood and even within all of Upland, you're going to need to set your Upland home address. And in order to do this, you're going to have to verify your identity and, of course, have a structure in order to define it as your home. If you've got a property that you want to call home and have that being your home base in a specific neighborhood, from a functionality standpoint, you don't need more than a micro house. The microstructure is the only one that cannot be used to open up a metaventure. But if you want to define it as your home, then you won't be able to open a metaventure on that in any case. So having a larger structure from that perspective will not be of any use for you in any case. Microstructures also have the smallest footprint. Chances are if you're a new player, you probably own smaller properties in terms of the up squared size. This property here is 27 up squared, and you can see that the micro house fits very nicely on this property. Also, as you start accumulating more properties across the metaverse, you might decide that you want to change your Upland home to a different neighborhood in a different city. Once you build a new structure on that property, you might find that your initial property is no longer of real use to you, and you might want to sell that off. Just like in the real world, property ownership is a very important thing for many people. In Upland, the property ownership is the easy part. The more difficult aspect is building a structure on your property with Spark. When you're just getting started, everyone starts with a zero Spark balance. So it will take you either time or money that you invest in order to get more Spark to build up these structures. The question is, what is your long-term strategy? How many structures do you actually need? And what are you going to be using them for? It's easy to look at other players' accounts, such as mine, where I have almost 10.5 Spark, and compare yourself to a player like me. But you have to remember that I've invested quite a lot of time and money into accumulating that amount of Spark. My aspirations in the metaverse might be different from yours, and that leads me to make decisions about Spark that you might not make. So in the description below, you can head over to the Upland Guide and take a look at some initial starting strategies to help you create a path in how you can grow your presence and identity in the Upland Metaverse. Now, in order to build a structure, all you need to do is click on the property, click More, head over to Manage, and Build. You're going to want to choose the right structure. Underneath each structure, you can see how many Spark hours and the minimum staking time is. Select the type of structure you want, and then you can start by customizing the different colors and position of the house. You can choose primary and secondary colors for your build. Confirm that this is the direction that you want to place it in. I would make sure that your front door is facing the street, and you can click on the link in the upper right hand corner or in the description below, and you can see the Upland Guide building guidelines, so you can see the best way to select colors and positioning of your home. Now it's time to start construction, and as you get more Spark, you are able to add it to the build in the same way that I just showed you in order to speed up the construction. You can continue watching some of the videos below in order to learn more about the Upland Metaverse and how to get started. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and head over to the Upland Guide website to learn more.